Hi, Minister. JP Tasker, CBC News. Paul Boucher, the head of the Teamsters Union, says that he's coming here to Halifax and he's urging Teamsters members in the area to show up here at the convention center to protest your move to send this to binding arbitration. Are you concerned about that protest? Are you worried that it would disrupt these proceedings? And what's your message to the labor movement that's frustrated with what you've done?
Well, I met Mr. Boucher, of course, in the days preceding this deadline date last week. I also met him outside the hotel today. Of course, we understand that until there's a contract signed, that the Teamsters will be fighting for what they believe they deserve. And binding arbitration is a good way to get what they deserve. I want to say again how much I honor and respect the very hard work. It's a hard job being running trade on one of our national railways, and the contributions of those people are inestimable to our economy. But we were confronted with exceptional circumstances where we made a decision that was in the interest of Canadian workers. In fact, it's hard to remember a decision that was made more in the interest of Canadian workers when you think of shutdowns in potash mines, when you think of car plants running out of inventory, when you think of forestry and aluminum operations all over the country not having the storage required, needing to ship that product, I would remind you that about a third of what goes on rail beds in Canada gets exported to the United States. Those are major economic consequences, and they're also major consequences in terms of salaries for unionized workers across the country. So we made what we think was a decision in the interest of workers and many unionized workers across the country.
Let's please on status quo versus
The cabinet and obviously very soon the caucus will gather after a very refreshing summer of meeting constituents across the country. And I know that we're talking to a lot of constituents who appreciate a lot of the things that have been put in place: childcare, dental care for seniors. But we also want to make sure that we continue this economic optimism that we're starting to feel in the country, with inflation coming down, with interest rates coming down, and a lot of expansion and investment going on in the country that should give every region of this country a lot of optimism and a lot of things to think about as we go into what's obviously going to be a very highly charged political year. But we stand four square behind the Prime Minister and look forward to, I know, presenting Canadians with the kind of contrast that they're going to be looking for next year.
Last question.
Hi, Minister. Kate McKenna from CBC. You say you had to intervene in this labor dispute because of the economic effects, but it's become clear that this is a duopoly, that there are really two companies that control this very important sector. Does the lack of competition concern you from a labor perspective?
Well, there has been extensive consolidation continent-wide in the railway sector, and there's no question that in a country as large as ours, geographically, that requires miles of track and millions of dollars of investment, but it also requires the sweat on the brow of a lot of very, very hard-working Canadians, and we want to honor that work. We also want to make sure the railways continue to get better, continue to help us deliver the goods and grow our economy. So I'm the Minister of Labour. I'm not here to talk about industry structure. We are obviously heavily reliant on that infrastructure and heavily reliant on investments and better service from our railways, and that's what we're going to continue to look for.
Minister, can I just ask quickly, is there any chance in your mind that there could still be another work stoppage in the coming days, or do you believe the railroad workers are back at work tomorrow and will be for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, we expect that railway workers and that railways themselves will restart operations. In fact, my information is that that process is significantly underway.
Did you get any message at all from the U.S. government in terms of its concerns around the economic issues involving that kind of cross-continental investment? with that?
Well, let's not pretend that the U.S. government doesn't also face the same kinds of circumstances. Look, we've had over a decade of low inflation, low interest rates, and workers in Canada and in the United States are looking for raises. And if we want to have a high-wage economy, and we very much do want to have a high-wage economy, we are going to have tensions at bargaining tables across all sectors. That is also true in the United States. So my discussions with my American counterpart and others in the U.S. was really more about comparing notes on, confronting the very phenomenon that I just described.
No pressure to get them back to work.
Well, they understand very well, of course, that we have substantially the same system of collective bargaining that they do, and we honor the rights of unions in that process. And we were comparing notes. Of course, we are tied literally and spiritually to our Mexican and to our American friends when it comes to commerce. And that is a reality. That is a daily reality. That's how a lot of Canadians earn their paychecks. So, of course, we're going to be coordinating and comparing notes and trading lessons on how to deal with these things.
Yes, pressure.
No, I didn't say pressure. I said,
I'm asking, so you're saying yes or
no, I'm saying that we were comparing notes.
But they were calling you, right?
Well, of course, and I call them too when we think that there may be bottlenecks or issues on their side. Again, let's not pretend that the U.S. and Mexico, for that matter, don't have labor conflicts and issues that they need solving, and logistical issues, supply chain issues that we all need to work on. Me, my counterparts in the U.S., my colleagues in cabinet in their various sectors. So it's a very collaborative, cooperative, and supportive relationship, and it's one that I'm glad I was able to rely on.
Thank you, everyone.
Merci.
Thank you.